Damn, I was having such fun in text, I damn near just stayed there. It does tend to get boring faster, though, over time. Oh, yeah, you fucking ADHD ginger retard. You might want to post the fucking link. I've got cherry Dr. Pepper. I do like cherry Pepsi, though. Why are you not posting? Oh. I put the fucking link in the search for emojis or emotes tab. I'm special needs this evening. Or tonight, whatever it is. There we go. Well, I do believe that video's better because it gives you more stimuli, more media to go by, and that means you can deliver your message more succinctly and without any sort of ambiguity or misunderstanding. There's also a secondary reason why I prefer it, and that's because when people are pulling that sort of like game, as I described, where they're trying to act like, oh, you're triggered, like it becomes very easy for people to see that that's not the case because like I'm right here, like I can't hide my like vocal cues for one. I can't hide my facial expressions. It's extraordinarily obvious that it's not true, and that's useful.
Oh, you're so angry and emotional, Rob. You need to calm down.
Ah!
Morning, fellas, or evening.
How's it going?
Not bad, brother.
Up.
Good to see the chat was already on fire when I got here.
Yeah, sometimes it's like very slow where nothing happens until I start, and then there's like 20 minutes and there's still nobody. Good start.
I don't think you got that problem anymore, man. I think, yeah, you
Well,
get discussed a bit on space chat.
Really?
At least Mel and I and Andy bring you up occasionally. No, only in good, like discussing extra bits about what we've already discussed. It's all in good faith.
Right.
Recap.
Yeah. Which means other people listen then.
That's
But then,
good.
so yeah, I think you're getting a few more people interested just from the topics that we've been talking about.
Well,
Maybe.
They
Jamie
all
just
like
wants to
to
be
butt in
relevant.
on, hey? Yeah. I missed half of Jamie's shit earlier. I was making my coffee out of the room. But he's just here for laughs, isn't he?
Hard to tell with Jamie. I think sometimes he gets entertainment by like attacking what he considers outside of his tribe, which means anyone on the left. And in some cases, it doesn't even have to be left versus right. It can be any sort of tribal affiliation that he has. And he gets entertainment by attacking those people. At least that's
Well,
what I see.
He is low testosterone, so I mean,
What is that like a shortcut to get some Testosterone.
Yeah, he gets all angry and stuff, twists his nipples and shit. Rawr, I'm mad. Yeah, this masculine bullshit nowadays.
I don't know, but
Toxic
if I was him, I
masculinity.
wouldn't be promoting that picture of him there. It looks like a wine barrel with 2 twigs hanging out the side. I
Oh, and I
don't
bet
get
he's
it.
only like 5'2" or something like that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Even my fake AI fucking photo of me that I made look muscly looks more real than that. Tubby little fuck. No, I don't have blue hair anymore, Jamie.
The masculinity thing could be a decent topic, though. I mean, Gadwin brought it up, but I do find that it's an interesting phenomenon psychologically. It's something that's worth exploring, I guess. Of
Men
course,
trying to prove they're men.
yes. Well, there's more. To be clear, I think there's more than one way in which you reach that sort of mentality. But I think that what you're talking about is the vast majority of those people.
Oh yeah. That toxic masculinity bullshit. Like what's his face got in trouble for their trafficking children? The ones in
Andrew
Romania.
Tate.
Yeah.
Well, he's he's a little different. Like, I think his is very performative. Like, that's not really him. Well, you could say that about all of them, but his is more over the top because he stands to gain by gathering a flock of those toxic masculinity type people that are like desperately searching for like identity.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's different because he knows, at least to some extent, that he's being performative and bullshitting in order to garner those people so he can make money off of them.
Yeah, I watched a thing about the Hustler University, basically, where
Mhm.
he brings them in, charges them a whole shitload of money every month for him just to be like, be a man, don't pull your
Yeah,
too much and shit like that. Fuck hoes, beat bitches and shit. It's like,
right.
so stupid.
It is. It very much is stupid.
But it shows our culture that we're in, where, like I was saying, hard times create strong men create good times create weak men create bad times.
Yeah, it's like a cycle.
Yeah, we're in that cycle again where men really don't have to struggle much anymore. I mean, being alive today is so easy compared to 100 years ago.
Oh, definitely. By the way, someone named Homeless Mickey was briefly in the waiting area. Whoever you were, maybe it was Jamie. I couldn't add you because it said devices not connected.
Probably didn't have their mic plugged in or something.
Maybe that's a common thing that happens. I don't know what the actual reason for it is. Like you said, it might be their mic not plugged in or whatever.
And
I
I
know
only
if I
just
had
found
mine
out how to
up.
control everyone's mics the other day when I was on stream. I didn't know that we had that ability. When you go into the
Yeah.
people's folder on your right. Yeah.
Yep. I've known about it, but I've very rarely use it. Like, one, I don't believe in silencing people unless
I agree.
they're a
If
problem.
you can.
Unless
Yeah.
there's a problem, because then it can easily become tyranny to where, oh, you disagree with me? Your voice doesn't matter. And then it becomes like this hierarchy of like my crew. And I don't want that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm here
It's
to
not the
discuss.
disagreeing factor. It's the derailing of the conversation.
Yes,
If they keep doing that.
I agree. And that's when I do chime in and I'll mute and all that. But the only time I actually change the volume is if someone's actual equipment or like they themselves are too low or too loud, then I'll fuck with it so that their default is better for everyone else. Asked T-Robs when I came on live on his stream. Yes, you came on 2 or 3 times. But what specifically are you looking for? Like, what about it?
It proves he's a man. Manly man.
If that's the case, then everyone here is a manly man.
Oh, I think we do need to go back to where people suffer again, so that way men actually stand out from the boys.
To some extent.
Why do you need the hierarchy?
That's sort of where I'm going. Like, I don't think that that we should explore
Sounds
that in the
freaking
first
medieval.
place. I don't think that it matters. Like the role.
Adversity shapes people to become better people. Like people
True.
who went through World War II or through prison camps and lived through those, and then they came out better people than
You're absolutely right, and I do not deny that at all. What I would say though is there's no importance on male or female. You don't need to be a man. That applies to every human being, male or female, regardless. So
I guess my stance as a man is a good person or protector,
right,
that kind of, not this fake masculinity bullshit nowadays. Where to be a man, you have to go to a gym and all this shit.
I agree, but like I'm obviously a little eccentric when it comes to a lot of my views, but I don't like roles as dictated by society anyway. I just don't. I don't think they're as useful.
Gender roles are kind of stupid, I find.
Well,
especially nowadays.
Well, roles in general, like this person is the protector, this person is the caregiver. You can be all of the above.
The fuck that's required, man.
Yeah,
We live in an age when any pussy can pull a trigger. So I mean, anybody can have a gun and pull a trigger.
That's
it's
true.
There's how many babies who shoot their sibling because their parents don't take care of their firearms right and shit like that.
You're right. Ironically, that is why I own a firearm, because there's so many pussies that all they have to do is pull a trigger. So it's like I am sort of part of the problem because of the problem.
Oh, I get it. I'd be doing a similar thing, and I am so against guns.
Yeah, and I've always...
I probably wouldn't have a choice. I've got a 9-year-old daughter, man.
You do have a choice. I just think it's the more intelligent choice to... Like, some things should be based on principle, but if your principle, like, factually puts you at greater odds of danger, which it does, in my opinion, then that's just not smart. Like,
we just don't have guns here, so...
Well, that's what I was going to say. Australia doesn't have guns, so you really don't have to worry about that there. Here in
Absolutely.
America,
we don't have murder either. Like, it was a rare thing until recently. There's more and more stabbing because of what's happening in Britain starting to happen here. Over in Victoria and shit like that. There's tobacco wars, and it's the illegal tobacco coming in from wherever it comes from.
And counter a lot of this. Like if they legalized drugs and tobacco and things like that and made it more available so that people can just do that safely and get their whatever, you'd cut out all these gangbangers, all these cartels. You'd get rid of a lot of that.
The problem with that is the cost of dealing with people dying from tobacco is 3 times the expense of the cost of trying to restrict the tobacco.
That is true, but there's an assumption baked in. You're assuming that because you make it legal, it's going to skyrocket. And actually, in like places like Amsterdam, we see that does not happen. In fact,
alcohol
demand does not change. But the only difference is you're making it to where people who choose to use it, and they're going to use it regardless of whether it's legal or not, they have the ability to actually get help if they need help. And they can actually, you can regulate things. And like, for instance, go ahead.
Don't make it taboo either. Because if you make it taboo, it makes it more like people want to do it, kind of like drugs and all this.
Absolutely agree with this too. Yeah. No, absolutely good. Of course.
But on the gun thing, that's actually what I was about to say. I've routinely said, if I lived in another location in the world that was set up completely differently, like the UK, for example, or Australia, I would be absolutely anti-gun. Even on a personal level, I would not own a gun, and I would make sure that I would be pushing that law kept guns out of society.
Well, exactly. We just don't have mass killings.
Right.
Well, you guys have them daily.
Not very many. You had that one.
We've had like 3 in 20 years.
Yeah, there was that
we don't have them
shot up by that Trump supporter.
Yeah. Well, there's been a huge rise in violence with MAGA. Huge.
It's the authoritarian, right? The rise of authoritarianism.
Well, yes,
and that's happening here too.
It's causing people to get emboldened to where they feel like they're protected. So before they knew, yes, you have freedom of speech, but that doesn't mean that there's not consequences for your words and actions. So before, people were sort of afraid, and I think that fear is a good thing. It keeps people at bay. Don't get me wrong, I want people to speak their mind so I know where my enemies are. But at the same time, actions changes that. We don't want people going around and committing hate crimes against black people because they believe that in white nationalism. but that's ramping up because they're emboldened by Trump and MAGA.
Well,
and it's
a lot
terrible.
of it,
We
have
used to
wait.
educate more, so there was less of this freaking division. So
But
there
a
was
lot of
more
it
of
still
it.
carried over from the
They've
boomers.
just fucking taken away all vaccine mandates in Florida, or they're about to, or it's fucking really, really close.
Which
How
I find that
fucking insane is that, man? You're gonna
You know
have like,
let the
Go on.
poorly educated kill themselves, because that's what it's
yeah,
going
but
to do.
this one isn't going to just kill themselves. This is the one that makes fucking diseases that spread and
I know,
spread
but if we're
globally.
vaccinated by this, like if I'm vaccinated to polio and all these measles, rubella and all these, I'm not going to get that. And my
But
children
their
are gonna get it
kids,
'cause-
but people who think like that in that state won't be able to vaccinate their kids.
well,
That's-
then
And
maybe
they're
it's
the
good
ones
they don't
that are
reproduce.
smart.
They don't need to reproduce because they're going to hand down. But that's how like racism.
No, but
it's
these
handed
are,
down
I meant the ones
generationally
on
from
your
the parents.
side in that state. The ones
That's-
with your same views in that state won't be able to vaccinate their kids either.
That is true.
You can still get vaccinated. It's just not mandatory now. Because in every U.S. school,
Okay, they implied they were making it pretty much impossible to get your hands
no,
on
it's
the way.
just it's
But
not.
that was
It's
possibly
not
more the
mandatory.
wording.
So to enter
Yeah,
any
okay.
U.S. school,
That
you have
makes
to
more
be vaccinated to all these things before you're allowed to go into
Yeah,
a
same
public
here.
school. And it's
Mhm.
the same
Yep,
with the military.
same here.
If you join the military, they're going to mandatorily vaccinate you with everything.
I believe it should be anyway, so long as the vaccine in question has been tested enough to know that it's more safe than not, in which case that is the case with the COVID vaccine, which everyone's
vaccines have-
arguing
There is
about.
no such thing as a long-term side effect from a vaccine.
No,
There has never
isn't
been a
any.
long-term.
Yeah.
Take note of the word long-term.
So how do
Short-term
you
depends
how do you
more on
define
things
how do
you
you
already had.
define long term? At what point does it stop being short term and become long term? So
Statistically, you will not see an effect that has a effect from the vaccine.
The vaccines, all
down
they
the
are is
track.
dead viruses. All they are is
You might see a rash or something, which is a short-term thing when they give it to you,
That's
or a
just an immune
flu-like
system
symptom.
response. That's just immune system
Exactly,
response.
Gads.
That's it.
Exactly.
It has
Yeah.
nothing to
But
do with
you-
anything in the vaccine. It's
Right.
your
And
actual immune system.
going by the fact that we gave it to billions, there was a very small quantity that did have side effects in the short term, right?
I got a
Yeah.
shingles.
But
I
there
have
was
shingles
no
from it.
long term. And it's full on, Gads. But I'm not just talking COVID. I'm talking since they were made in China or Japan or whatever, the first time ever, 1,200 years ago, we have never, ever had a long-term side effect from a vaccine. They are not
interesting.
a problem.
I didn't
There
know
is no
that.
such thing as nanobots. There is no such
right.
thing as fucking all that shit.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
a
all
bunch of
conspiracy
conspiracy
theory,
shit. Yeah,
I
that
did
I know.
buy technology for my honours degree at uni. I'm not
Mhm.
lying here. I can
Right.
actually show it to you, but I can't even then prove it because I can't show you my real name.
Well,
And I have to say that out loud because fucking Tex and Rash are still trying to prove to me that he's an electrician by his license that he can't show me his real name on. So therefore, it's not actual proof.
Right.
It leads to proof, but it's not an actual proof.
So
they
to
can't
me,
classify
like the vaccine thing's more important because it has a wider. How do you put
Fuck
it?
yeah.
It matters
It doesn't
to
just kill
more
Florida.
people, right?
Well, it's
So
the reason
like
that child mortality is at 1 out of 10 versus 6 out of 10.
yes, and this is the thing that bothers me is they act as if, well, that's your opinion versus this is my opinion. We have facts that prove that we're right. When during the and this is specific to COVID, I'll go ahead and say that, but during the pandemic, the point when people started rolling out the vaccines, Democrats had, I think it was a 60 something or up to 80 something percent higher what's the word, recovery rate, or like they didn't die, they didn't have any issues than Republicans. What is the only difference as it pertains to COVID between Democrats and Republicans? That's not hard to figure out.
I see it's the elites are actually playing them for the fools they are, because the elites want them dead. The elites want the masses of the stupid people, and that's mostly on the right. They want them dead, so they're out of the way, so they're not collecting welfare, they're not, living off the system, they're not costing them money.
I see that short term, but long term, how are they going to replace the stupid people? Because that's who keep them
AI
in
and
power.
robotics. Right now, we're on a precipice where technology is about to replace humans in almost every field.
Yeah.
Everything. And
Right.
if they can get rid of all these stupid masses that are going to live off,
Hello,
living off-
Goodwin. How are you, mate?
Jamie, is that you?
Yes, it
Okay.
is. Hello, Goodwin.
I want to cover this early on so we don't have friction later. You can say whatever you want, but if you over talk people, I'm going to mute you, and that's not me attacking you. No one else is doing that, right? I'm being fair.
That sounds like a bit of a infraction against free speech, Trumps.
There's no the way you frame free speech is not what free speech is. You want like a special version of free speech.
Which I always thought that was funny.
A special needs free speech.
Free speech is just the First Amendment is just the government shall make no rules infringing on freedom of speech. That's
right.
The government
this is also important. It also doesn't mean that there aren't consequences for your words. It just means that the government can't attack you for them. But which, by the way, we don't have.
But the government controls everything. So what's your point?
They don't control everything.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They control absolutely everything, whether it's the police, the army, whatever you want. Any form of justice, they control.
Justice and stuff. Yeah, those sort of things, yes, but not everything. They don't literally control every aspect of human life.
Yeah, like YouTube is a private owned
company. Absolutely do.
No, they don't.
YouTube has its own rules and guidelines, things that you can't say.
Listen, Gabriel, let's get down to business here. Let's get down to business. You said I was 5'2". I'm bigger than you. I'm bigger than you. I'm taller than you, and I'm stronger than you. You can't accept that. You see, that's why you have to. When I'm off camera and you're able to say whatever you want to say,
claims.
I'm bigger than you. And listen, Odyssey number 2. You are a
claims. I tell you, claims.
You are a man. Imagine being a man and you dye your hair blue. You are a homosexual.
I bet
you are a homosexual. Because no man would ever dye his hair blue unless he has
in the fucking house or some shit.
Odyssey,
I can do a better accent than you can.
When did I get blue?
Hello, Pudgy.
Are you going to say something that actually means anything, Odyssey? Or are you just going to pretend that you didn't?
Are you going to make claims that actually are supported by anything, Jamie?
Why did you dye your hair blue?
Did you have a fun time fighting your mates at the soccer?
Answer the question. Why did you dye your hair blue? Are you a man or are you female? Why did you dye your hair blue?
Who has blue hair?
Wow, the insecurities of some little British people.
Laughing is not going to take away the question. You need to answer the question. Laughing's not going to do anything.
Why do I need to answer your little fucking question,
Answer the question, blue hair boy. Answer the question. Why did you dye your hair blue? Are you female or are you male? Answer the fucking question.
Are you going to throw a convict insult next to? For fuck's sake, Jamie. Read your mind, did I?
He's fuming. Odyssey is fuming. I call out his blue hair.
Yeah.
Green. I think everybody nowadays dyes their hair or something like that. I mean, I dyed my hair once when I was like a teenager, blonde. I did that bleach.
Yeah, Godwin.
I got kids. I got a missus that dyed her hair rainbow. I had one.
And that's the people who are of the other.
I had my hair fucking pink.
People have been wearing wigs and shit since syphilis. I mean, who cares? It's a vanity.
I have long hair, short hair. It matters not, my little insecure
guys.
There's 3 people who will dye their hair, right? Listen to this. There's 3 people who will dye their hair, right? Number 1, you have to be homosexual. Number 2, you have to be in a midlife crisis. Or number 3, you have to be a leftist. Right? There's 3 different people.
No. I'll go with midlife crisis. I've been in a midlife crisis for about 30 years, though.
Woo! Sorry, Odyssey. I didn't need
to heaps of fun, brother.
So look, we can carry on with this conversation, but it needs
to troll more fun.
It needs to change.
You're doing the same shit like Gucci
tactics, I guess, because I don't engage in this. you're gay, you're stupid. Like I don't do that. So if you want to continue this sort of conversation, you have to reframe it and go like, is it gay or whatever to have dyed hair? Then we can talk about it. But
if homosexuality was always painful and caused suffering, would it be moral?
Say that again.
If homosexuality was always painful and caused suffering, would it be moral?
I don't tie suffering to moral or immoral, so it's irrelevant to me. Like,
fair enough, but that sucks. I don't get an answer.
To me, well, someone else can try to take a stab at it, but to me, suffering is not in itself bad.
No, because that's how we grow a lot of times. Like,
exactly. You can
learning fire.
Yeah.
Tells you not to play with fire.
Right. You could also you could also, like, this is an extreme example, but it kind of illustrates the way I'm thinking.
My way of wording it was a problem.
Well, it's all good. That's why we discuss these things, to kind of flesh it out. But like, you can see that at least for most people, even something that you would consider extreme, like purposefully torturing someone, isn't automatically negative. There's situations to where the only way mathematically to like prevent something like millions of people dying due to like a nuclear blast or whatever is to torture the information out of someone. And that's, in this case, it's obviously something I made up, but it could very well happen in the real world. It's not like crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we've done that through like war for thousands of years now, like to stop, atrocities from happening is finding out the information so that way you can prevent that atrocity.
You're right. And that is why I frame my morality in this way. I don't like taking things as like a gut feeling, like this is bad. You have to be able to defend it in all circumstances in order to make that claim, which is why I don't claim that hurting people is bad. I don't think that's true. Intent matters. Why are you hurting someone? That's what matters.
Yeah, but in your world, Trump, there's only one sort of people you like to hurt, isn't there?
What? Who?
Oh, you don't need me to fucking say it. There's only one sort of people that you would ever come on the internet and try to hurt, isn't there? Come on, let's get your little demons out. Let's get those little demons out.
Well, hold on. There's not one. There's a whole lot of people that I would hurt if given the opportunity.
Yeah, but who's the main ones? What would you class them as?
Fascists, probably.
Fascists. That's what you would call them.
So anytime I call someone a fascist, and I love how you try to make it an opinion, I can actually defend it through factual, like evidence. Like they are factually fascists.
Yeah, but you defend everything. You defend everything through your views and what you think is fascist.
No. I literally just covered that. I don't use my personal subjective perspective to call someone a fascist.
Yeah, you do.
On the screen,
I don't.
The definition is.
You use what your side considers fascist, which is right.
Well, I have. Okay, I can pull it up on the screen.
Hang on,
That's
I'm
helpful.
getting it.
Well, you can pull up anything you want, but everything you pull up, Trobs, because of your algorithm, is going to come up in a leftist fucking point of view. So,
from the dictionary.
Dude, you have a conspiracy theory that all facts are against you.
No, I'm speaking actual factual things. If you're constantly looking at leftist, if you're looking at leftist information all the time, anything that you pull up is going to come from a leftist algorithm. It's as simple as that. And that's just the way it is.
So what you're describing is an echo chamber, and you can factually tell this does not apply to me because I literally I live stream me going over right-wing media and explaining why it's wrong. So I'm not in an echo chamber because I watch both sides.
I was on one of your videos about a month ago, or maybe a little bit more, and I remember researching what you were talking about. And what you were talking about came from like a leftist news article. And the leftist news article, right, was completely biased towards what you were talking about, but you actually brought it up on the internet, so it was complete news.
Okay, hold on.
But I'm just saying.
What this is called is a ad hominem. So oftentimes people call an ad hominem when you're attacking someone instead of their claim. It's also an ad hominem if you're attacking a source rather than the premises that the source claims. So you're not attacking the left-leaning source that in question here. You're saying they're on the left, therefore they're wrong. That's not an argument. In order to make the claim that I was biased, you need to show that I was incorrect in something that I claimed, and you haven't done that.
No, I'm telling you, you're everything that you speak on your channel is all left leaning, and all your sources are left, all of them. There's nothing that you can tell me and convince me that comes from the left that's not left leaning.
Look. I'm not claiming that I don't get information from the left. I'm saying that you are automatically claiming that it's not true because it's on the left, which is it's irrational. You can't. That's not a logical point.
Yeah, so, but let me say this.
Okay.
Both sides, right and left. It's all the media these days. There is no right source anymore. You can't get an unbiased source. It's all lies, every bit of it. I stick by my principles. My principles are to lean right.
I will
give. What I believe is that my principles are all right leaning, and I stick by them.
So
but I do not believe any media whatsoever. None, right or left.
Hold on. I'll agree with you to an extent. I will go so far as to say most media is bullshit, right or left, regardless. But it becomes problematic when you claim everything, all media, even independent journalists, everything, it's all lies. Because then what are you left with? Only your own observation. If you're left with only your own observation, that means you have your own biases, your own prejudices, and everything else that you think of subjectively blocking your ability to see the world. Like, that means that you're guaranteed to get everything wrong. Like, you can't rely only on yourself. You have to rely on experts to some extent, people that actually go to school for these things, that spend their whole lives on these topics.
Right. So independent journalists,
experts. They are the experts now, they think, because they read.
Are independent journalists humans, or are they AI? Which one?
Well, I'm not. I didn't have one in particular.
So what I'm trying to say is they will always have a bias, right? Because they're human beings.
I agree.
Independent journalists aren't really what you're trying to say they are. They're not independent journalists.
Hold on.
They are independent in a way that they don't work for big corporate, but they're not.
You're saying that they're not unbiased. I agree with you. So hold on. There's something else to add here. I think you're making a mistake. So yes, you're right about that, but you're making an assumption that because someone's biased, it means that they're incorrect. That's not true. You can be biased and right.
Come on.
Seriously.
Flat earthers versus globers.
Like, what is profound about what I just said? It's just true.
No, because it's like it makes absolutely no sense. Like whatever they believe, they're going to pump out. It's as simple as that. If they're trying to get a narrative across, they're going to pump out whatever they want to pump out.
Yes, but that is true. But sometimes propaganda doesn't mean wrong. It means that you're trying to convince people. You can try to convince people,
but you could be lying.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. So convince me then how they're right.
They're right because you have to learn to fact check and look through sources. And when you do that, you don't have to rely on just,
what sources are you looking through, Trobs? What sources are you looking through? So your entire left agenda could be wrong. Your entire agenda could be wrong.
Look, you're assuming that I just I identify as a leftist, right? And then I have someone on the left that covers the story, and I go, "Hey, you're on my side. You're telling the truth." That's not what I'm doing. I factually go through and look through the sources that they put, and you check the sources and see if there's evidence for the claims. Evidence means no
your
bias.
Sources come from what? Your sources come from what? They come from human beings. And what sort of human beings are you looking at all the time? You're looking at leftist human beings because you're on the left and all your algorithm and everything is pointing you that way. So what I'm going to say is, how do you find an unbiased human being? They don't exist.
Look. A human being does not have to be unbiased. evidence has nothing to do with human beings themselves, unless you're using an eyewitness, which I don't take very seriously. Evidence is factual.
All evidence comes from narrative.
Hold on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it comes from a human. What matters is that you can verify it independently of a specific individual subjective like interpretation. And if you can do that, it becomes a fact. Then it doesn't matter if you disagree with it.
You're verifying. I'm not even just saying this against the left. I'm talking about the right as well. I'm saying you cannot verify anything from your side because you're verifying it from a human being who has always got their own opinions on what they're pumping out. So if you're left in any way at all, it doesn't matter if you're extreme left or middle left or anything else, you're going to pump out leftist fucking agenda. It's simple as that.
So what?
Nobody fucking cares.
No one cares about you, Godwin. You're about 2 stone. You're fucking your little.
Blah 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 blah. This is all you've been doing the whole time.
Calm down,
blah,
pussy.
Blah, blah. You gay this. I hate this.
Calm down, pussy. Calm down, pussy. You're still fucking gay, mate. You haven't. Listen, Smokey Joe. You haven't left the house in the last 2 months.
Have you actually reproduced at all? Because
have you? You look at the state, man. Listen. We've all seen your girlfriend, Godwin. So don't be acting like the big horse here, because you're not. You're a fucking dope, is what you are. Don't be trying to act like you're a big man like that. I've seen your girlfriend, mate. I know what you're about. I know what you've settled for. Yeah.
Bianca's pretty damn hot.
Yeah, I know what you settled for. I know exactly what you settled for. So don't be trying to act like you're this, that, and the other. You're not. You're nothing. You're nothing in the fucking world.
So in all seriousness, I'm not even attacking. I seriously want to know. I'm curious. Why does what like level or perceived level of girlfriend or person that you attract, why is that the bar at which you measure a man's manlyhood? Like, I don't understand this. Like, why is that relevant to anything?
Because if you settle down for what Godwin has settled down for, and we've all seen her. Well, I have anyways. I mean, like it's a low bar, right? I mean, there's so many. Listen, there's 3.5 billion women in the world. There's 3.5 billion women in the world, and Godwin has settled for what he has settled for. It's as simple as that, and that is low, bro. That's a low bar. Let's just put it like that, yeah.
Okay, I've got your view. I don't see things that way, but at least you answered.
I'm bullshit.
Yeah, well, that's my opinion. I'm being honest. I'm being straight up and honest about it.
Yeah, but that makes somebody gay when they marry a woman. I don't get your logic on that. Gay means 2 men butt fucking.
So in what part of that sentence did I say that you were gay? I said you settled for a low bar female. Yeah, your woman is obese, right? I wouldn't settle for an obese woman.
Any woman.
Find
any woman that has kids and then
yeah. Whatever, Gavin. No one gives a fuck about you, mate. You're so boring. You're boring, bro. You're boring.
I am extremely I'm not very rigid when it comes to shit, obviously, which is why this sort of stuff happens in the first place. But I want to draw you to the 3rd bullet point on this screen, which has been there every single time that I run it, at least for a while now. You can insult me all you want, but attacks against other panel members will not be tolerated. And that is there for a reason. Because if
who started it?
It doesn't matter who started it, because I'm not telling you that I'm about to kick you. I'm explaining, regardless of who started it, everyone involved don't personally attack people. You can have discussions like we were doing. Even if I disagree with you, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as you're not attacking people other than me, you can call me a fag. You can whatever you want. I don't care. Like, fine, but not other people, because the entire point is we want people to feel like they can come up here and have a discussion. And people aren't going to do that if every time they come up here, they're attacked constantly. They're just going to be like, that's like a shithole. I'm not going there.
Right, so me and you were discussing right, left, and stuff like that, and then your little matey there, Godwin, jumped in and started insulting me. So what are you talking about? That I don't care who started it. You're literally just saying what he did. You're not accepting that. So
no. Hold on.
Talk to your little mate and sort him out and say, listen, Godwin, you were wrong. You were wrong in this situation. Look at the 3rd bullet point and accept it. Simple as that. No.
So hold on. you're making an assumption that what I just covered was to you. I'd never mentioned your name. It was to everyone. Why would I specifically call out you? Like I could specifically call out you and Gadwin or anyone else. What purpose would that serve when I can just do it all?
I was talking to you and he came in and insulted me.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Relax, Jamie. I've already insulted you too. I already breached the line today
as well. Blue hair. Blue hair, I know. I don't
have blue hair anymore. Relax.
You're doing it. You're doing it right now. Like Odd just admitted.
Kangaroo can jump with him like being fucking blue hair. You know what I mean?
You're doing it again. Like, why are you doing? Why are you defensive?
It's from the narcissism point of view. They don't see their own actions, so therefore they only can point at other people's actions, but they never see their own actions.
Nah, they don't, Gadwin. Just like you jumped in there when I was talking to Trubs and you started throwing insults around. Nobody sees any of their actions. Sit down, boy.
So hold on. I honestly don't remember this. Specifically, what did Gadwin do or say when you were talking to me?
We were having a conversation and he starts fucking insulting you.
So hold on. Did he disagree with you?
Go ahead. I'm not in this guy's household.
Did he disagree with you, or did he insult you or attack you personally? Because those are two different things.
Something about being gay or something like that. I can't even remember, but it doesn't matter because his insults they don't work at me. Like I said, I've explained already about Gadwin's life, what he is, and everything else. So I've got my point of view back, so I'm happy with that. You know what I mean?
All I'm asking is don't attack people going forward. That applies to everyone. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to everyone.
Yeah, perfect.
So again,
I will hold you to that, Trubs. I will hold you to that.
Not once have I insulted someone here.
No, I will hold you to your word, though, to what you're saying.
Everybody.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You call
go ahead.
Odyssey blue hair, making fun of him, sort of harassment, and calling me fucking gay, all kinds of shit. Like, you've just been attacking people nonstop on here, Jamie. That's all you do.
That is true. Now,
you guys hold on a second. Me and Trubs are having a conversation. That conversation would have never ended, by the way, until Gadwin chirped in and started getting smart, right? So,
but he's right. He's flat out right.
He's right about what? He's right about what? Explain.
You just come fucking with triggering insults and fucking ad hominem. That's all you do.
I was talking to Trubs. I was having a conversation with Trubs. What are you talking about?
So you're having an intermission, mate? For fuck's sake.
Explain. I
don't need to explain. You can go back and watch this from fucking an hour and 9 minutes.
Watch that profanity.
Go back
profanity will not be accepted on this stream. Watch your profanity. It won't be accepted on this stream, right?
Oh no, it won't.
There's no rules against profanity as long as you're not insulting someone or attacking someone. You can say fuck, like if you just use it in everyday dialogue. You can say whatever you want as long as you're not going to get me shut down and you're not attacking someone else. You're fine.
Yeah, don't show your butthole. That's about it.
Yeah, I wish that wasn't a rule. I really do.
You can send it privately to him, Odyssey.
Now that you can do.
What? Mate, I got gruff nuts hanging from mine.
I collect butthole pictures in all seriousness. So I'm building a collage.
It's crazy how there's so variations of them all.
The smallest little thing. Yeah, like everything changes drastically in buttholes. It's a beautiful thing. That's why I don't like bleaching, because it takes away from the natural beauty. Like
exactly.
it's not normal to have a completely white butthole.
That's racist. That is racist.
Like dragging hair sticking up.
Hold on. How is it racist? Because even white people don't naturally have white buttholes, dude.
Trubs, white buttholes matter.
So okay, to go back into what we were discussing before. I'm not trying to bring it back up, but I'm sincerely curious. So I'm gonna rewatch this whole thing once it's done to see if I find evidence of like an attack toward you or whatever, Jamie, from Gadwin. But look, I'm also human. So I don't know if it was true or if it's not, but I will say I don't catch everything, especially me. I'm an ADHD motherfucker, especially if you're in chat. I probably won't see you. It's hard for me to focus on more than one thing at a time. And sometimes that's a thought. If there's a thought in my head, I might not even fucking hear what you're saying to me because I'm distracted by my own thought. So if you point it out and you go, hey, this is what they just did, especially if you do it right afterward, then I will across the board treat everybody fairly.
Yeah, but do you not like think that we were having a conversation and something stopped that conversation? What stopped the Trubs?
Well, that's true, but you stop conversations all the time as well. I don't.
Yeah, but we were having a flowing conversation. It was going over and back and over and back and over and back, and then all of a sudden it stopped. Why did it stop?
No. And then a third person participated. It didn't stop it. It just changed the direction of it, mate. That's what happened.
No. The direction was going fine. Everything was going fine except for when Gavin
with 2 people, but then a third person entered, and the problem is you got 4 people here.
And what? Yes, but
this is like being in a group of 4 people and just staring at one person and having a conversation. About being gay and
blah blah blah, like whatever. I don't give a fuck what you said. It's as simple as that. It's not. Listen,
you don't give a fuck about anything.
I'm stronger than you. I'm this and that.
Gavin, listen, don't worry. Listen, Gavin,
I'm more arrogant than you.
You think I don't?
I'm a bigger piece of shit than you. See, I can say that because I'm not insulting any other guests. I'm a bigger shit than you. I'm a bigger piece of shit than you.
I don't know that one.
I'm smarter than you. I'm a bigger piece of shit than you. I'm more arrogant than you.
Honestly, let's be honest though. Let's be honest. I've actually seen you on camera, and you don't have bigger shits than me. It's not possible. It's not you.
You have not seen my shit.
My shits are bigger than yours, mate. Simple as that.
Yeah, sure. I did a 1 minute third, and I didn't have any breaks, mate.
Guys, we need to freaking go over definitions so that everybody's on the same page. What the fuck are shits?
Well, I'm assuming straight out your anus turds.
Bowel movement.
Turd? I thought you were using shits as like a meaning something else. Like when you say that my shits are bigger than you, you literally mean your shit?
You know, here in Australia, we use English where words mean words, and they have the same definitions like all around the world. But in England, where the language comes from, they got about 100 different versions of it, depending on which shire you're in.
Yeah,
that's why it's important to make sure everybody's using the same definition.
English came from
they're going to be speaking Chinese. They're going to be speaking Chinese in Australia in the next 10 years. Don't worry. China pretty much owns Australia now, so.
But it's not as bad a problem as you might think. It's, mate, have you seen America?
Chinese. They speak
and it's not like England fucking really matters.
So I'll say from my point of view, China, I disagree with many parts of them. But in one way, that would be a positive thing because they're currently the top dog. And in 10 years, they're projected to be way above everyone because the United States is failing. We're falling hard. And so, like, that's who's going to be the dominant world power. Yep. Unless something drastic changes all of a sudden, like, who's going to compete with China?
Would you just see the meeting Putin, Kim Jong-il, or whatever, and Xi Jinping had?
I saw a brief caption of it, having them all smiling and loving each other, but I haven't looked into what they talked about.
They're caught on a hot mic talking about how they can just get organs replaced all the time and shit like that, so they can almost live forever and shit.
The fuck? And they were talking about it publicly?
Well, they were walking, and then it was on a hot mic where the people were translating it as they walked. How the body keeps getting older, but the organs, you can just replace those and stuff. So how they can just get heart transplants and all this shit. And
that would be fucked if they like actually treat, because they kind of look at their people as slave labor anyway. They start like using the people on purpose to do. I think you or someone mentioned they're already doing that.
China, basically, anytime somebody dies, it's mandatory to take all their organs. Like, they have banks of organs, unlike here in America where it's an optional thing.
I see that as a positive thing because,
for me
personally, I don't believe Actually, even if you're religious, it makes no sense. I brought this up before. Why do we want to be buried and we care about our body? Even if you're religious, your body's nothing because you believe that you're going to like rise up, like your spirit is outside of your body and shit.
But this also has that Egyptian twist, like how the body is. If it's good and taken care of, then it goes into the afterlife. If
you believe in like reincarnation or that sort of afterlife thing, I could understand. I'll disagree that that's true, but I understand where you're coming from. But I don't think everyone believes that. I think they just have this really.
Well, China's basically an atheist. Like they're mostly atheists there too. So I mean, they're more scientific.
Yes, I see that as a positive thing, but I'm not going to say that I agree with everything China does because I don't. They're
overly authoritarian.
Yes,
but they have to. If you look at the history of China, just how many times the dynasties have just shattered the whole country into pieces, and then it's civil war for 100 years until they form it again.
You could also make the argument, as I have before, that communist and like really left-leaning types of government anyway, they get pointed to like, hey, you're authoritarian. They kind of have to be, because if you're not, then America and the West in general goes and pokes and prods and like uses the CIA to frickin' cause like color revolutions and shit against you and have your own people. They pay to have your own people turn against you. If you're not that way, then you're fucked. So what else do you do?
There's a lot of fake communism too, where that's used the name only, like the Pol Pot revolution. He said he was communist, but he rounded up everybody, killed all the doctors, killed anybody that was educated, basically forced everybody into labor camps.
That happens a lot too, and that's where they're not actually communists. They use the power of the ideology to make themselves more powerful, and then they discard it once they have the power, which means, and this is the point I try to get across to like people who are like, yeah, that's what communism does. That's not communism. That's the same thing as like an extremist Muslim group that's like using the religion like out of context and shit on purpose and calling for jihad and like murdering people and creating terrorism. Like that does not represent communism. That's one person that's using it, which sure we need ways to make sure that doesn't happen, but it doesn't that's not what communism is.
Oh, Hitler did the same thing. They're called the Nationalist Socialist Party, but he said we are not socialists like the communists in Russia or something like that. We're in socialist in name only.
Yeah. So in essence, he's saying we completely go against the definition for this term, but we're going to use it anyway because it serves propaganda purposes.
They're nationalists, and that's basically what they were. And then that's when fascism actually came about. The term came about in the 1930s. And it's funny how the right wingers think fascism is left wing when it's extremely it's the right wing.
I know why. I know why though, because they're so simplistic. They think that authoritarianism itself means fascism, and that's stupid. And I say the same thing. Fascism is by definition not just right wing; it's ultra right wing. If it's not right wing, it cannot be fascism. Like that's not my opinion.
Like if they looked at the political compass test, it's the graph going up on the top, that's authoritarianism. The graph going down on the bottom is libertarian. Freedom of just basically don't care about anybody's rights.
Yes, I think that's a far more accurate representation of political views. It's also worth noting a lot of times we call the graph shows this, we call like libertarians right wing. That's not necessarily true. There are libertarian left-wingers.
I'm 7 left, 3 down on the political compass. So I'm 7 left and then 3 libertarian.
So okay, that makes sense. I think I'm pretty far in the libertarian camp myself. I'm not full on libertarian because I think the government's necessary to enforce certain policies that protect people.
See, it comes down to if you don't like drugs, don't do drugs. If you don't like homosexuality, don't be homosexual. I mean, it's all those kind of things. Like it's individual freedoms where people can be.
Jamie, you have the video playing. It's causing an echo.
No, I don't.
Well, you're the only now. It's happening still.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I hear the reverb.
We'll go back out and come back in.
Okay. Yeah, Jamie left, or he had a technical problem. but then he just now joined back in, and then we have that problem. And there's about another hour left, by the way. Same as usual, but I try to give a heads up. But yeah, just to reiterate, not an opinion, factual by definition, there is no such thing as left-wing fascism. Cannot exist.
Yep.
Man, I learned all these terms when I was like in year freaking 9, and I hadn't heard them for about 30 years, and now Trump and shit's all happening and all this crap, and we've all had to learn all this shit again.
To be fair, some people on the left make that same mistake. They're like the definition issue, because they will get like emotional, or a term will become so popular, like fascist, that they misuse it. They call anyone who says anything that's right-leaning, any belief, even like being against abortion, for example, and they're like, you're a fascist. That's not what fascism is, dude. Like, it fucks everything up because it makes it to where we don't actually understand what people are talking about when they're using terms when you do that.
And this is social media. The degradation of terminology, what things mean, is just gone out the window with social media, because everybody's an expert in everything now. They think they know everything. And now we're just seeing the Dunning-Kruger effect take effect in a massive scale.
Yeah. Well, and AI is making it worse too, because people are too reliant on it, and people are becoming retarded as a result.
Which the population has always been stupid for the most part. I mean, the church hid information for 1,000 years, basically. I mean, education was only for the elites.
I see it as a pendulum. It's a pendulum. Like we'll make certain things will change in society, or at least specific societies, where education becomes more prominent. Intellectualism is more favored because people think that it actually is useful and they can be trusted. And then it'll like swing in the other direction. Right now, we're in a negative swing where we have like anti-intellectualism in favor.
What we're watching is basically the Weimar Republic. That was very left-leaning and very about education. It had so many universities. I mean, it was they had one of the first schools of transvestites and stuff like that, studying it.
That's one of the first things they did was ban all that shit.
Yep. Yeah, but all the universities are controlled by the left, so what are you talking about?
They're not.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. What are you talking about? All the universities are controlled by the left.
Here we go. We just make a bold thing again.
Sorry, hold on a second. What universities are controlled by the right? Just explain that to me, please.
Oxford, Harvard,
Mate, educated people tend to be left.
Harvard is
in the story.
But hold on. Even if I don't agree that's the case, but even if it were the case, because like universities tend left does not mean that there's bias. That means, it's entirely possible that left and right.
They're gonna put out all their right wing views and put them across social media and everything else. Yeah, 100%.
You don't understand what I'm saying. So my point is,
I absolutely do.
No, you don't. But what am I saying?
You're saying that because they're left leaning, they're not going to put out their left views, which is absolute bullshit.
That's not what I'm saying. Wow. What I'm saying is you're
in higher education.
You are viewing this.
Hey, hold on a second. Don't insult me, Gavin.
No.
No, stop chirping in there. Stop chirping in there, Odyssey. Stop chirping in there.
No. Don't chirp in there. Don't chirp in there. Don't mimic me. Don't be arrogant. Don't
stand by your principles, or no?
So that's sort of like
let's address what Gadwin just said about my low intellectual whatever he said or whatever.
Yes. Okay. This is what I said.
About that now, yeah?
Okay, right. That's what I said. Draw attention to it. You're right. Okay. You're right. So don't freaking just join right back in and keep it going. But Gadwin, no, that's not what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, if you'll let me finish my point here, I believe that you have this belief that politics are like completely devoid of any facts at all, and they're just opinions, which would mean that everything, if to be balanced, that means you need to cover both sides equally because both are true. That is not reality. The left factually has more basis in reality than the right. That's just the truth. So you thinking that they need to be covered equally would mean that like you're making the right more powerful when they shouldn't be, because they just lie.
That's your assumption.
Well,
that's
and
your
the
assumption,
thing
Trump.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're
when it's
right
not
that
right
it's
or
my
left.
assumption.
Just facts and no facts.
Yeah.
And the right tends
And that
to
doesn't mean that you're right, Trump.
killing.
That's just your assumption.
I didn't say that I was right, but on specific things, I can prove that I'm right. Like, for example, like with the way that people define life, and they try to like circumvent the definition of life to suit their ends when it comes to abortion. They're factually wrong on that. That is a fact. They're wrong. That's not my opinion. And there's a lot of examples like that I can bring up. And if you accumulate all of them together and you put all of the beliefs on the left as evidenced by facts, not just opinion stuff that has no basis in reality, and you pit it up against the right, it's not even close. The right are mainly made up of like,
it's not even close. It's right. You're like that. You're wrong.
No,
100%. Like all the stuff that the left goes on about is just weird, bro. Like, I mean, the left has turned weird in the last 20 years. Like, do you know what I mean?
Look,
it's really turned fucking weird, the stuff that they talk about. Like all this trans stuff, etc., etc. Like, it's just gone weird in the last 20 years.
I get what you're saying, but the word weird means nothing because it has nothing to do with what is true. It can be weird and true.
You know what I'm talking about. Okay, change weird to whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Change it to table. Let's say table, right, is the word for weird. It doesn't matter about you care about that word.
Well, it matters. Hold on.
It's turned freakish, bro, in the last 20 years. Look, and you can't take that away. You can't take that out of what that you were involved with, because that's what you subscribe to that, like, do you know what I mean? So
look, it matters. It matters that you use the word weird, because you didn't just say weird as like some random like throw up language. You said it because it meant something to you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have said it. And my point is that's irrelevant. Who cares? It doesn't matter. What matters is who is,
because reality. It's reality, Trumps. Like,
no.
It's not reality, like, because you subscribe to all of this stuff, and so did the other two on the panel.
Jamie, so, like, what is weird has nothing to do with reality. That has to do with popular opinion, which means nothing. Who cares? Like, that has nothing to do with reality. You're making it as if what is weird is like somehow objective. That has nothing to do with anything.
It does. It absolutely, of course it does.
Explain.
It describes exactly what's going on. It describes reality.
Explain.
Like this, the reality. The reality of what being a leftist is these days is trans rights. It's being gay. It's all, by the way, got to do with like sexual behavior, which is fucking disgusting.
No,
like,
that's not true.
No,
that's not exactly. That's what the right focuses on about the left.
The right are hyper focused on trans people, gay people.
No, but we're not pushing it. We're not pushing it. Who's pushing the fucking trans rights and all this trans stuff? Nobody is, except for the left. The middle ground people, the middle ground people who have nothing got to do with any of this. There's a lot of people in the world that don't care about politics, right? There's a lot of people that really don't give a fuck about politics, and they're left, and they're right wing and left wing people who don't give a like. Do you know what I mean? They don't care. Left and right then talks about all this different stuff, right? And fucking trans and this, that, and the other. The only people pushing the trans stuff and the pride and all this stuff is left wing people.
That is true.
More extreme.
No, hold on. That is both true and false at the same time, and I'll explain why. It is true that the left tends to cover trans, gay, all this sort of stuff, and the reason why is because they view these as marginalized for a good reason. Groups that are being attacked for absolutely no good reason. And you're acting, so hold on, you're acting as if them drawing attention to that is what you say. It's weird. Like, what matters is what they're doing, right or wrong. You cannot demonstrate that what they're doing is wrong because they're just trying to help people. You're just attacking people for no good reason. Right, but you just brought it up there as in drawing attention to it. It is far, 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 far more than drawing attention to it. It is way more than that. Like you're playing that down so much. So hold on.
Stop trying to pretend. We're not done.
I'm not pretending
these things up.
I'm not pretending.
I'm talking about it, but I want Trubs to address it properly. Stop saying that. Oh,
so hold on. In order to address it properly, I need to understand where you're at. So specifically, what are you like? What do you believe? Do you believe that there's an agenda?
I think you're trying to buy time. I think you're trying to buy time here now, Trubs. I think you're trying to buy time.
No, I'm answering your question, but I have to have an answer to this question in order to do so.
Very simple. Very simple. Let me put it on a plate for you. You brought it up there and you said, "Oh, you're angry because the left are drawing attention to trans rights and the pride and all this, that, and the other." Mm-hmm. No, I'm not drawing attention. It's not called drawing attention. They're doing it's propaganda, is what they're putting out, right? Yes, it's not about drawing attention to it. You're playing it down like it's it's a little tiny part of the left, and they're just trying to draw attention to it. No. It's far more than that. It's
1% of the population. 1%.
If you would hold on and let me finish, we would get there, because what you're discussing is exactly what I was trying to get to. I'm not trying to get a gotcha, so you don't have to be defensive. I honestly want to understand your point of view. Do you believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, do you believe there's like a conspiracy, like an agenda by the left or some group or organization to turn people trans, to make people gay? Do you believe that?
No, I don't. I don't think that at all.
Okay,
I just think that I think it's been put out there, and it's been driven by the left completely, like as an actual agenda.
So how?
Think about the last 20 years. How many people have went trans? Just think about that for a second. Like, and you can go back and you can say, "Oh, there was trans fucking 200 years ago, and this, that, and the other, and blah blah blah." Yeah, that's fine. That's fair enough. I'm not even going to argue that, even though I don't agree to the extent that the left say was 200 years ago. I don't agree with that. But
in the 80s.
Yeah, but let's just say the last 20 years. I should say the last 20 years. And who has driven it? Who has driven it the last 20 years?
Black people anymore. So the right needs a new target. The new target for the right is another marginalized group, like gay people and trans people. That's why Ben Shapiro and all these other.
I'm completely right leaning. I don't dislike gay people at all. I've no issue whatsoever. If you want to be fucking gay, fair enough, whatever. I don't give a shit. But like. This whole
this
whole agenda that's been pushed in the last 20 years by Trump, you can't deny it.
Hold on. I'm going to be quiet for a moment after I make this point and you answer this question, because I'm taking up a lot of time. Anyone can watch me anytime, so it's mainly about you guys. But I do want you to answer one question. When people go to like school and they learn about basic heterosexual, or what you would call normal sexuality, are they pushing an agenda when they're doing that?
When did I learn that in school about heterosexuality?
That's not important. What my point is.
No, it is important, because you just said that they don't push that in schools. I've never in my classroom back when I was in school being told about heterosexuality. It's never been mentioned.
I'm not saying they are pushing it. I'm asking you if they are. If they simply educate people about this is what male and females do when they engage in sex, like children that don't understand these things, are they pushing an agenda when they do that? Okay,
hold on. For a purpose about kids.
Exactly. How is that different? How is that any different than teaching people the facts about transgender people? They exist, therefore it's science. They're teaching people that, hey, they exist. They're not saying this is like the most common thing in the world. That would be, maybe you could make a point if they were saying that, like, hey, this is, they're not doing that though.
That's fine. But let's take back to Gadwin's point there a few minutes ago about 1% of the population being fucking part of that, them people. So why the fuck would you be bringing that into 99% of the population's education?
Hold on. We talk about
why?
I'm explaining right now. We talk about things in science and other topics all the time that are rare. It's not like, hey, look, this is rare, so we're just going to pretend like it doesn't exist. That's stupid. Like what?
So you have to push it to that extent.
Hold on. You're using that word again. You say that they're pushing, but you haven't provided any evidence for that.
They are. Trubs, there's an article online. I read it there a few days. I think it was yesterday I read it, about a middle school teacher who was educating kids in America, by the way, like about trans and this, that, and the other. Why are you teaching 8-year-old kids about being trans and about being gay and stuff like that? Like, what's that got to do with education? Why is that in education? And the teacher's sitting there with a trans T-shirt on him, and he's educating these babies about being fucking gay and about wearing women's clothes and stuff. Like, that's not normal. That is not normal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm being serious here. Like, that's fucking weird, man.
See, all through history, the right has always been on the wrong side. So the right used to be against women's rights. In the 1920s, Republicans voted against women having rights. In the 1960s, the right wing voted against black people and ending segregation. And now it's again with gay people and
who ended segregation, Gadwin? Answer that question.
Democrats.
No, they didn't. The Democrats were the original KKK, you fucking gumbean, you idiot.
Dumb motherfucker. Maybe you learned some fucking history.
You were the dumb motherfucker. The KKK were the original fucking KKK. They were Democrats, you fucking dumb cunt.
The civil rights movement in the 1960s. It wasn't again until 1963, or sorry, 61. They blocked the civil rights movement.
Do your history. The Democrats were the KKK.
Hold on. What Jamie is saying is technically correct, but he's being misleading. So it is true that the Democrats used to be the Republicans. It flipped. So it is true they were called Democrats. It is not true that they were the Democrats that we call Democrats now. They were Republicans. So the accurate way to put it was Republicans did that back then. It was the KKK.
That was 1850s, not the 1960s. 1960s.
Prove it. I need names, and I need names that I can search.
I can do that very easily. You guys continue, and I will pull this up.
1964, the Civil Rights Act was passed by U.S. Congress. John F. Kennedy.
It's funny how you just navigated away from what I just said about the teacher in school and the kids. You navigated straight away from that, like talked about something else straight away because you don't want to talk about it. It's the facts that's going on in your country. This is the facts, and you don't want to accept it. You want to talk about something else. Oh, quick, navigate away from what he said. Oh, fact. Oh, quick. You don't want to talk about it, mate. You don't want to talk about your kids, your little tiny babies getting fucking talked about trans inside schools. Like, fucking weird, man.
You're wasting our total overall time here, Jamie, with all your ongoing.
But you're the same. So you're the same. You just want to navigate away from. You don't want to talk about these things. That's the left for you in an instant. You don't want to talk about these things. You want to just pretend, another right winger, laugh away. But I'm talking facts. I'm talking about facts. Google it right now. Get onto your Google and Google the teacher with the fucking child in America this week. The child is moving school because the teacher was trying to push his views upon the little child, and the child wouldn't accept it. So the child is going to move schools.
Well, good for them. Good. They can go somewhere else, or they can move to Russia if they want to.
No. They can just go to another school where they're taught normally, and they're not taught about fucking trans when they're 8 years old.
But this is the point. This is the point.
Vile, man.
What is quote normal? All that is what you've been taught and what has been considered acceptable in society. If you teach trans, the whole point of this is to teach it so that kids don't grow up being pieces of shit bigots, so that they understand, hey, these are people too. Because when you repress it,
boy and girl. Sorry,
go ahead. You're fine.
Boy and girl, it just needs to be taught at the same time. Boy, girl, and there's transgender.
Correct.
This is not a bad thing or a good thing. This is a fucking. That's how it fucking is, and that's how what needs to be taught.
XXY.
End of fucking story.
XX or XY, XX. Then you have very many mutations where you have trans people that are literally born with both genitalia.
No, you don't. You have male and female, and that's it. There's nothing else that comes into this world. There's nothing else. In the human capacity, there's nothing else in this world that comes into the world.
As well.
Simple as that.
So hold on.
And white. There is no other thing. There is no other now.
Jamie, so Jamie, you make that claim. How come actual people that are biologists, over 99% of them would say that is not true. You're factually wrong.
He's talking
right. So what?
Sex and gender is the same thing.
Say it in circular form.
You are stating that there are only males and females biologically, and that's it. And also, you're also including, even if you didn't say it directly, that's not even true. For one, two, even if you're not saying it directly, you're also implying that gender is sex. There's no difference. There is no separate thing.
Listen, I don't want to talk about gender, fucking sex, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you for a fact. This is a fact.
It's
male
not a fact.
and female.
It's not a fact.
Male and female is the only things that comes into this world through a woman's vagina. It's as simple as that.
You're wrong. You're just wrong.
I'm 100% right. You want to turn it around and play games and this, that, and the other. I am fucking right. There's nothing else that comes in through a woman's vagina except for a male and a female. Do you want to talk about hermaphrodites? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I want to talk about many other things on a much larger scale at a much different time when we have time to do it. Because
this is the point where you told me to talk and talk about him being smart.
Respond,
so are you gonna pull this purple-haired cunt up about taking the piss out of my accent, or are you just gonna? I thought you're not allowed to insult people, Travis.
Am I doing exactly what you do for a split second, am I?
Is that okay?
Okay. Yes. Okay. It's not direct, but it's close enough to where you should. If it's obvious, hold on. If it's obvious that you're talking about like Jamie, in this case, it is. Don't do it. You're just getting him pissed off, and then it's going to cause a bunch of shit. And yes, we're jumping all over the place. We're not able to have the discussions we want, but that makes it worse because then we're stuck in like attacking each other rather than actually moving on to some like actual important dialogue. Like
it's three of us trying to disprove the dumb shit he keeps saying, and that's just basically what we're doing.
You're doing it. You're doing
no, but that little gay prick is attacking me again directly.
Jamie, I was hold on. I was covering that when you cut me off. I caught it this time. Yes. Gadwin, you said the three of us are basically taking the stupid part. That's attacking. Don't do that.
No, I just said it's just he just keeps bringing up dumb topics, and we're just basically here trying to say he's wrong. And
I get it. I get what you're saying and what you mean.
It wasn't an attack. It was just
I know, but you can't use the word dumb without implying an attack, even if you didn't mean it that way. So just wording matters. Like you could say you are factually incorrect and the three of us are trying to prove it to you when you won't listen to reason. That's fine.
Okay. That's more what I meant. Yeah. You're my interpreter.
By the way, I haven't insulted any of them in the last 20 minutes. I've just been saying what I think is true, but I haven't insulted any of them.
That's fair. You have insulted them here, just not in the last little bit. You're right. But yeah, so let's try to get back on track here, okay? Like I've only got another 45 minutes. I don't want to turn my streams into like a fucking dumpster fire type thing. I don't like that shit. Like I want to actually have dialogue, especially with people who have differing views, rather than a circle jerk of everybody saying, "Yeah, dude, you're right. Let me lick your dick." Yeah, dude, that's true. Let me lick your butthole. Like I feel like we get more done, and that's why we have someone that's more right-leaning. Let's use this as an opportunity to like try to understand. Like we know that we disagree. We don't know the extent at which why do we disagree? What's the exact point at which we break apart? Like when it comes to like logical premises, like that's what I want to figure out.
I've got a lovely question for you, Trobs.
Okay.
So you love to go by science, like everything you say, you kind of base it behind science.
I try to.
Right. So let's get down to business then. You say that there's more things to come into this world, bar women and men through a woman's vagina. So explain that. Explain it by science.
Okay. I'll pull it out right now. Biological sex is not a strict binary, but exists as a spectrum with intersex people demonstrating that sex characteristics, chromosomes, hormones, gonads, and genitals do not always fit into, quote, male or, quote, female categories. This is because variations known as differences of sex developments, DSDs, are natural and can lead to combinations of traits or characteristics that fall outside typical male-female definitions. The notion of sex as a simple binary is a simplification that ignores the natural biology of diversity of humans. I rest my case.
Right. So So what else comes? No, but I need it in black and white. Like what comes out of a woman's vagina? Are you trying to say they're hermaphrodites or what are they?
So, okay. Generally, we look at it as XX and XY. That's it. So there are not just XX and XY. There's XX, there's XO, there's Y. There's all sorts of. Now you could say they're rare. That's fine.
Yeah, but what are they? What are they? What are they?
Intersex.
What do you mean?
No, but what are forget about talking about sex and gender and everything else. Like, let's just get back to basics. Like before all this stuff started, like 20 years ago. Let's get back to basics. Like what like in 1980, what would these things that you're talking about be called if they're brought into the world by a woman's vagina?
I have to address something first. You're assuming that when it got brought up or whatever 20 years ago or whatever, they invented it. No, they discovered it is the correct way to look at it, because it's a fact. This is scientific facts. They didn't make something up.
But what's the, you still haven't told me what the name of these things are, except for you've went X, Y, X, O, X, blah, blah, blah.
But I don't understand.
Because a man is called a man and a woman is called a woman. So what are these things called that you're talking about? Because that's the only thing I can call them at the minute is things. Because I don't know what other reference
you can't make everything simplified. Everything in the world isn't able to be simplified into like this is male, this is female. Like that's you can't do that with everything.
If there were real things, they would have an actual genuine name like that would be stated in the different things.
They do,
okay,
but
so what are they? So apart from XOX, what's the actual name?
Well, how
YY is Jacob syndrome, triple X syndrome. They got XXY.
No. But this is what I'm saying. Forget about XO and XX and XO and blah blah blah. I'm talking about man and woman. What is the name of these things?
Hold on.
Grammar. That's just a grammar thing. That's
no. It's not grammar. This is something that gets like humans bring things in that are important and they get remembered. So like laughing is a thing that was that would have been named years ago for when people are happy and they laugh. So where is this thing that you're talking about in like that brought in apart from transgender and stuff like that, which is fake? But go on anyway.
Like I don't know exactly what you're asking or why it matters. Like
you
said that there was other things brought into this world through a woman's vagina that are called XO blah blah blah, which I don't recognize at all. I just don't understand that. And nobody else does in the normal modern world. Nobody else understands what XO and XX means. So are they a man? Are they a woman? Or is there another name for them? That's what I want to know.
Why are you assuming? You have an assumption baked into your question, and that is they have to be male or female. That's just not true. You got to get away with that idea.
No, there could be another name for them. But I just don't know. And you're not explaining it to me. All you're saying is XO. You sound like scientists.
So hold on. What is the difference between XO, XY, whatever, and having a different name for it? Why does it matter that I have a different name? Why is that important?
Because it needs to be brought into the human. It needs to be brought into the human language. If it's a factual thing, if it's an actual factual thing, it needs to be brought in properly into the human language.
So hold on. XO, XY, whatever. Those don't exist in nature. They are like human language. We created those terms to explain what they mean. Like so, what you're looking for. What I think you're looking for is like, give me something that is like most people can understand. And that's the problem. So that's the problem. You think that if most people don't agree with something, it's not important or it's not true.
It has to be black and white for him. And like there's no shades of gray.
Like there's all sorts of things that you don't understand that are
Godwin, you're gonna stop fucking insulting me, mate. Yeah. You little prick.
Dude, I didn't see that as an insult. What did he just?
Yeah, well, I did see it as an insult. This little twerp, by the way, wouldn't fucking stand in front of me in real life and say it. Do you understand, Gavin? You would not stand in front of me in real life because I would crush you. Do you understand, little boy? Little boy.
All right, big man.
You're a little boy, mate. Honest to God, I would fucking throw you around like a bag of Doritos and understand that. I'm not even joking. I would fuck you up, mate, in 2 seconds. You wouldn't say this in front of my face, mate. You're hiding behind a screen because you're able to. Technology fucking abates you, mate.
More cowbell?
Guys on the internet.
Why does someone disagreeing have to be like a I need to kick your ass type thing? I don't understand.
Listen, I'm putting facts to this. Like, he's getting smart at me all the time, Gadwin, yeah? With his little fucking passive-aggressive comments. I would fucking flatten you, Gadwin, in 2 seconds. Do you understand?
But hold on.
Fucking serious.
So hold on. What would that prove? Does that make him incorrect because you kicked his ass?
No, it would prove because he wouldn't be passive-aggressive in person. He would be little fucking woman standing behind him. Yeah. He'd be fucking completely fucking soft compared to the way he's acting now. He wouldn't say anything like he's saying to me in person.
An internet tough guy. Nobody's just scared of you, dude.
No, you're the actual internet tough guy. You are the actual internet tough guy, and you know you are. But I would actually flatten you, man, in 2 seconds. Do you understand that? Do you understand?
I'm so
scared. At least I can back up what I say, man, in real life. At least I can back up what I say. I would fucking stand you up and fucking flatten you down in 2 seconds.
You have facts to back that up.
I would fucking listen, mate. You're going off after fucking Bianca, yeah, who's about 97 years old. I've seen her picture, by the way. I've seen her picture. She's about 90, and you're going after her.
Guys, like I am too dismissive of this and just let shit go. But I have to keep this under control to some extent. If you keep on attacking and going off on this shit, I'm going to mute you. Like, that's not what we're here for.
Yeah. I'd rather talk about fucking Warhammer or something else than argue with him the whole time.
So, like, we can talk about whatever you want. We can go right back into what we were about trans stuff if you want. We can talk about something else. That's fine, but let's not attack each other.
Yeah, I'd like the answer to who's a man, who's a woman, and or whatever you're talking about. Like you're saying,
so hold on. I answered you. You just didn't like the answer.
No, your answer is fake, though, Trubs. It's fake. It's not an actual thing that people do.
My answer is backed by evidence, by science.
By extreme left people. That's what your answer is.
So now,
because the normal population don't like. There's no when you look at a forum and you're looking at a woman and a man. Are you a woman or a man or an XOXO? That doesn't exist.
Nothing is that simple. Nothing is that simple.
I'll tell you what it says on forums. Right? It says man, woman. And then
on forums, did I hear that right?
He's talking about forms like that you fill out, like yeah.
You get smart by accent again, yeah.
No, I don't. I honestly think that he didn't understand what you said.
Imagine being Australian though and taking the piss out of people's accents.
Guys, try to get back on track here.
Fucking hell, it's fucking hilarious there, Odyssey. Hilarious.
I really don't think that was
has 100 accents.
I don't think that was an attack. I think you took that the wrong way, but I could be wrong. Either way, like the way I look at it, if you're confident, you don't give a fuck anyway. Like, who cares? Like, this is why I tell you, say whatever you want about me. All of you can simultaneously have a gangbang attack against me. I don't care. But like, you don't have to
man or woman, Jamie. Sorry to cut you off there.
You're fine.
Can you define man or woman?
A man is a male and a woman is female. That's what we've went by for hundreds of thousands of years. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah, like that's what it's been, and that's what creates life, and that's what we should go by.
That didn't really. Shut up! That did not answer the question at all.
Here, listen to me, old man. Listen, old man. Don't be telling me to shut up, old man. You won't be telling me to shut up, old man. You understand? You shut your fucking mouth. Old boy. You won't be telling the young man to shut his fucking mouth. I'm fucking double your size, mate. Keep your mouth shut. Do you understand?
That is not on your size. You're on the other side of the planet, you spastic retard.
You're a spastic, you old fucking purple-haired cunt.
You can't even understand your own fucking country's language.
You can't even understand your stupid hairstyle, you big queer.
What a man is.
You're doing your hair, you fucking queer, you.
A woman. And you use the same fucking words to do it.
You shut your fucking mouth, homo, you fucking purple-haired cunt.
Look, this is getting so bad. I don't even care at this point. They can give me a fucking 3 months suspension on my account. Rash, I need you to come in on camera and show your butthole so we can get shut down. I'm ready. So 1, it's going to get me shut down for 3 months, and 2, I've been looking for an excuse to see your butthole anyway, and I can like act like it wasn't about seeing your butthole. It was to get this whole thing out of the way. So it's a win-win for everyone.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this went off the rails big time.
Well, it's worth noting some people enjoy that sort of thing. But
that
that is not what I like. And so I tend to attract, not entirely, but the people that actually enjoy this tend to be people that actually enjoy discussing ideas and getting toward what is true, etc. And they are very much bored by fucking dumpster fire shit, as I am.
What's her face's
I did write down notes for objective and subjective morals and all that shit, and was going to go on with that, but we didn't tend to go that way, so I'm not bringing it up now.
It's probably not a good idea because that is going to be a very nuanced, very detailed discussion, and we've only got like half an hour. Yeah, but I would love to have that discussion.
No, I get it. I'm not to do that. I can read the chat room. Plus, that was not going to happen with Jamie here.
Yeah, not with you either, old boy, huh? You fucking OAP.
I
went by your rules. These two little puffers that don't like my rhetoric at all, so they just insult me all the time. And it's them that have started the insulting and the whole thing, right? Listen to this fucking old prick, laugh. Your laugh is so weird, bro. Why is your laugh weird?
So Jamie, what you just said is both, it's both true and false, depending. So it is not true that they started every single time that there was an issue or controversial situation.
When have I flared up, Trubs? When have I flared up? The only time that I flared up is when they've said something smart.
Like earlier, you attacked Odd before anything, before he even said anything to you, when you talked about his being blue-haired, gay, whatever it was. And there's a couple other I can't specifically mention every single thing, but I've been paying attention. You both sides have done it, and I've done my best to be neutral and to judge fairly, but like it doesn't matter who started whatever. Stop. Like, you're just making it worse when you go like, well, he started it, so that means I have the right to defend myself. You don't have to engage. No one's forcing.
I'm not gonna lie though. If we were in a bar or something like that, or if we were on the street or anything, I would react with extreme violence. Yeah, that's the honest truth. I swear to God, I would react with extreme violence. I will put these people in their place. I will put them in their place.
Oh, you drogy fellas.
Yeah, you know, Odyssey. You're an old man. I'm 34 years old, Odyssey, and I'm fucking twice your size. I will put you in your place in 2 seconds. Honestly, that's the truth. I'm not insulting or trying to be rude or anything else. I'm just saying the actual facts. This is what I would put you in your place in real life. I swear to God, I would.
You're telling me that you're fat.
I will put you in your place. I swear to God, I would. I would put you in your place. See, real men can back up what they talk about, yeah? Real men can actually back up what they do. We all know that Gadwin and this little queer from Australia, they wouldn't be able to do anything in real life. They cower down, and what they would say to me is, stop, please stop, please, don't, no, stop. That's exactly what would happen.
Hold on just a second. I feel fucking left out here. Why does no one ever include me? Would I also do this exact same thing? Would I stop? Please don't hurt me. Like, what would I do?
I think, do you know something, Trubs? I think that you would actually stand up and fight. I swear to God, I actually think you would have.
So hold on. This is important. Are you saying that because I'm the host, or are you saying that because you actually believe it?
No, I swear on my mum's life, I actually think you would probably back yourself up at least. Even if you couldn't fight, I think you would stand up and and act like a man.
Did you go to
I
soccer
think
games or
these
did you
two
just
would
play
cower.
it on
These
the
two
PlayStation as a
boys would
kid?
cower, especially this purple-haired boy here, this old man. He's an old man, by the way. He's about 50-something years of age. He would cower down in the corner and say, "Stop, please don't."
I've got a rocking chair in my bedroom.
I'm an old man.
Laddie.
Forgive me. I'm an old man. Forgive me. I'm so old.
cooking a hot potato for me breakfast with me haggis.
He would eat. Listen, Odyssey would be going to the police and saying domestic battery. That's what he would say. Oh, domestic battery. He killed. I'm a woman. He killed me. Oh no.
My God, you guys are just right-wing scum.
You are. You know what you are, mate. You are so feminine. It's unbelievable. It's hilarious how feminine you are. Like honestly, but like I said, and I mean that. I will put you in your place in real life, mate. I will put you in your place, and you, Gavin, I will put you in your place, mate. I swear to God, I will put you in your place.
The other side of the planet.
Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny coming from an Australian, like laughing at people's fucking accents? Like an Australian, an actual Aussie talking about people's accents. Yeah, all right, mate. Yeah, you dingo. You fucking dingo. Laugh away, old man. You're an old man, mate. You're an old man. You're not in my realm. Like, I don't even look at it.
You're full of yourself.
Two of you are now muted.
Oh my God, Trump, man.
Give it like 10 seconds.
And punch a pillow.
Like, it's
I don't
really
get the internet tough
it's
guy. Like
not
making threats
necessary.
at people. Like, what the fuck is that anymore?
All right,
I'm back.
you're back.
Yeah.
Why is it so difficult not to engage in ad hominem or personal attacks, if you will?
Well, when you're getting attacked, Trubs, it's a natural instinct to defend yourself.
Not for me.
But it is hard. It's hard for me to defend myself against people who are so inferior, to be honest.
You're doing it now. That right there is an attack. That is an attack.
Oh my God.
It's what I feel. This is my honest truth. Like, this is the way I feel about you. Especially these two lads. I'm sorry. Like, I honestly feel like these lads are like a speck on the spectrum.
I honestly feel that your entire purpose, don't get me wrong, because you engaged for a moment and I think you were being honest, but I think your primary objective is to start shit. You enjoy it. That's why you're here. That's what I think.
Of course.
I was playing by your rules. You set rules to start to the stream.
You're right. You're right.
Like one argument, and then I was like,
right.
"Oh, I'll play by your rules." But then, what I did was I implemented your rules when they were needed. Yeah. So
yeah, but I wasn't.
The minute that they got smart, I implemented the rules, and I was like, "Right, Trubs, deal with that now." And or else I will turn the other way and go twice what they are. And that's what I do.
But you don't But you don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to react at all.
Well, I do, because you weren't implementing the rules. So I was like, right, fine. Well, I'll go double what they did.
That's fair to an extent, but again, they did not always start it. You did sometimes as well.
Yeah, but more often than not, they were doing it, right?
Man, because who cares? Like, now we're arguing about like specific, like the exact mathematical amount.
Yeah, exactly.
They started it.
That's what you said. You were like, no, don't insult anyone. Simple as that. And I was like, right, fine, I'll play by that rules. But when I do get insulted, I am going to fucking let you know.
Just fucking let it go, for fuck's sake.
All you do is attack people the whole time.
Just let me insult Odyssey.
No. So look, but you didn't answer my question, by the way. I said that I think, well, it wasn't a question. I think this is a statement. And I think this is your entire goal in coming here. And then you went to, well, I went by your rules, and like you're not necessarily saying yay or nay there. Like, is that your only goal? Do you?
No, when we were talking about all that different stuff, like the trans stuff and stuff like that, I was being deadly serious.
Okay, and you actually interested in that. You like to have dialogue on that. You want to express
I'm not
yourself.
interested. I would love to absolutely destroy it, to be honest. Like, I would love to put it in the deepest, darkest hole on earth and
So you're
squash it
repressing
down,
your
sit on
feelings?
it with my big fat arse and just fucking, so it never gets out again. That's what I would love to do. I don't love it at all.
That's exactly what Hitler tried to do, and he failed. So you want to be like Hitler?
So you're insulting me again? Are you Godwin?
No, I'm asking you a question.
That one's, I don't know. I can't call
So
that.
hold on. Calling me Hitler is not an
No,
insult.
hold on. No, he didn't. Hold on. Let's rewind. He didn't call you Hitler. He asked you if you're like Hitler. They're very different.
No, he didn't. He said
Hitler
you are.
He specifically asked.
Gay and trans people. He rounded the gay people up. There's a one thing. It's called the Night of Long Knives, where he went around and purged every gay person from the SS and so on.
We're not talking about gay people, you weirdo. We're talking about trans. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Gay people.
Gay and trans, you motherfucker.
No, gay and trans are two different things. We're talking about gay here. We're not talking about. We're talking about trans all the time. And you bring gay into it and say, "Oh, Hitler rounded up all the gay people." I have no problem with gay people. When did I ever say anything about gay people? I'm talking about trans people in particular.
And gay people.
You brain dead.
Oh my God! I swear you're an idiot. I swear.
Yeah. Deal with it.
Turn around and you attack people. That's all you do.
Stop talking about gay people. We're not talking about gay people. We're talking about trans here, yeah? So stop talking about Hitler rounding up gay people.
Hold on. It's also true that Hitler persecuted trans people. It's one of the first things he did was ban books, because Germany actually pioneered some of the science behind trans shit. And they did a great job of it. And then all of a sudden he decided to push hatred, and that's how it all began. Or it's
not hatred, it's reality. It's reality.
It's not reality.
It is reality, yeah.
How can you define it as reality?
People who are trans are mentally ill. Like, there's something wrong with them.
Even
not normal.
Look,
even when you look in their faces, like, honestly, Trops, right? When you look in a trans person's face, their face is different to everybody else. Their eyes are different to everybody else.
Why
they're not normal?
So look, this is actually
you can read to a person's soul by looking at their eyes. Do you know what I mean? When you look at a crazy person, you can tell, like, oh, they're not right in the head. You know what I mean? Like, if you walked into a mental asylum tomorrow, you can look at all the mental asylum patients, and their eyes are not the same as everybody else. They're different, right? And when you look at a trans person's eyes, their eyes are different. They're not the same as what everybody else is.
And
I'm talking about even gay people. If you stand 5 trans people beside 5 gay people, and you look in the trans people's eyes, they're different to what the gay people's eyes are. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're different.
Okay.
They're just they're not mentally stable.
I don't think there's any evidence of that, but for a second, I'm just going to go with you. Let's say it's true. I think that you could make a pretty compelling argument that that people in general that are overly obsessed with normalcy have a mental illness. Like, that is a disorder. It's a disorder. Why do people freak out about what's normal, and then they fight about it when, like, it's not important? It's not. Who cares?
The right makes up all these.
That sounds like a fantasy, Trops. You sound like a fantasy. I'm talking about normal life. When you walk out the street during the day in normal life, normal society.
That's my whole point. My whole point is caring so much that you're this, like, overworked about what
no, but it's not something that you have to think about. It's not something that you have to actually discuss in your brain. It's something that just naturally comes when you look at somebody. You like, just when you lock eyes with somebody and you're like, oh, that person's different. They're not the same as everyone else.
What naturally,
it's not normal.
Yeah, but what naturally comes is not necessarily true. You can't just trust
what naturally comes. Human instincts are
usually
they're
wrong.
there to protect you. They're there to protect you, right?
Yeah,
it's like if somebody's coming. Do you ever get that feeling when you're looking in the corner of your eye, or when the corner of your eye catches something? That's to protect you. It's human instinct.
I agree with you to an extent. So the reason why that intuitive response exists is for protection, but that is because at some point in history, it has served us in some way. That doesn't mean that it's still useful. It's, in my opinion, something that we should have trashed long ago. There is a time back in the past to where, like, the whole in-group mentality was important because it meant the difference between dying and surviving. That's no longer
and
the
it
case.
does today because
we don't live in that world
most
anymore.
of the countries are run by left-wing people at the moment, and it matters. It matters a lot. It matters a lot today. Trust me, because when you're walking down the street and you're getting stabbed, which doesn't happen in America quite a lot because America is run by guns. But when you're walking down the street in the UK, you have to constantly be on the lookout for people that are dodgy and they've got knives in their pocket.
That's
fine. We are run by extreme left people at the moment, right?
But hold on. So for one, you're making an assumption that I think that you can't back up.
Years.
You're making
what you said, which was that you don't need that instinct anymore. I'm telling you now for a fact. No. Now more than ever.
Look, I want to explain what I meant by that. So I should have been more specific. I don't mean that every single version of pattern seeking that we have is useless. I mean that specific things that we do, we shouldn't just automatically trust all of our intuition. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we should throw it all out. I'm saying we should analyze what specifically we're doing. Like when we make racist judgments on like a couple of people we met in our life and then try to brush that across an entire multi-million group of people, like that is objectively stupid. That's not useful. So we should throw that away.
So if you got robbed tomorrow by a black person in a pair of gym, like what do they wear in America? They wear like baggy pants and that, like whatever. And
you're unintentionally being racist right now.
No, I'm not. I'm just being honest. I'm trying to get your.
I know, but let me explain why I said that. I said that because you are going. What do they wear? They wear the same shit. Like there are black people that wear the exact same clothing that I do that tend toward the goth subculture. There is no catch-all.
Right. So, but I'm talking about people from the hood that wear, what do they wear? Baggy pants or whatever.
Okay, I get what you're saying. So the answer.
Perfect. So what I'm trying to say is, now the person with the baggy pants, right, robs you. So you're telling me I should get rid of that intuition and forget about that happened. And so if I see a black person in a suit, and then 10 seconds later I see a black person in a baggy pants with a mask on and his hood up, that I shouldn't have that intuition. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you analyze your intuition and weigh it against actual facts. So if what happened, like the exact same thing happened to me, I would be wary of the exact same scenario to some extent. I would be like,
so I should keep that intuition then.
To some extent, the answer is yes and no. So the reason why I say that is because what do you think everything has to be overly simplistic?
Yes, everything has to be yes or no, Travis.
No,
there is no
it's actually
black and white.
Hold on, it's the other way. It's the other way around. The world is made up of nuance, gray. You're trying to make everything black and white. The world's not black and white.
No, you're trying to make everything yes or no, or ifs and maybes. No. We're talking about facts of life here. We're talking about life and death is what I'm talking about.
No.
And you're trying to say yes or no.
And I'm trying to answer your question. It's complicated. It's not simple, so it's going to take a moment. So to answer your question, yes, I would take that experience and I wouldn't just forget about it. But what I would not do, this is the problem. When you have that natural reaction, that intuition, and you go too far with it, you're so afraid after that experience, you go, all black people are criminals. All black people are going to try to rape me and stick their dick in my butthole, whatever. Like, that is not realistic. The problem is sometimes, not you specifically, I don't know how you feel about this, so I can't talk about you, but a lot of people take one example and then they just make this really broad generalization off of that. That is dumb. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying...
but I think in America, you've got a real issue with black crime. Let's be honest. Like, I mean,
no, we don't.
It's I'm from America. All I see is videos and stuff like that. But I'm just speaking on what I see, to be honest with you, which is... Yeah, listen, Gadwin, you can talk all you want, but I'm not from America. I've never even been to America.
Facts. You just...
I've never even been to America, and I'm telling you what I've seen. I'm telling you what I've seen with my eyes.
Bullshit.
Yeah, you've got a serious problem over there with black crime. I mean, it's just a real issue. Like
the murder capital of the United States is Louisiana, and Louisiana is mostly white folks.
Yeah. And how many people? Let's talk about the percentages of population and crime and stuff like that, Gabriel. Let's talk about that. Get into that.
We're at the lowest crime rates ever.
No. I'm talking about race here. I'm talking about race. Get into the race crime.
Again, I just said African Americans make up 14% of the population, but yet you want to say they do the most crime.
What percentage of the prison system is black, Gabriel?
I just said 75% are freaking white.
Well, hold on. Hold on.
No, it's not.
When it comes to the prison deal, because you want to talk about that, that is automatically biased because it's proven as a fact that for the exact same crimes, black people get punished way harsher than white people for the exact same crimes, which means.
But let's go back to his statistic there, which is 75% white. That's not true. That is not true. Like,
well, hold on. Like, I don't know specifically on this, but I'll make a point that, in my opinion, it's irrelevant.
Google it, Trump.
Hold on. I want to show you why it's irrelevant. Because let's say you're right. Let's say that I agreed because the facts show it. FBI statistics, all that. Black crime is worse than white crime and all other, like if you even factor in population. Let's say that's the case. I'm not agreeing to that, but hypothetically, let's say that's true. It doesn't matter. Let me explain why. Because what you're doing is saying black people commit crime at a greater portion than everyone else. Therefore, black people are like intrinsically violent. That is not true. You have to look at why that's the case. And we know the answer. It's because they have been systematically targeted and attacked by their own government and people around them for years. Redlining, there's so many examples of them.
Yeah, but when you say intrinsically violent, then you're lying because they are intrinsically violent. But you're saying it's because of a reason.
No.
Which is fine. But like you're lying when you're saying they're not intrinsically violent in America because they are.
So hold on. Let me break it down a little bit so to make sure we have the same understanding. If you disagree with me, that's fine, but I want to make sure we're on the same page. When I say intrinsically, what I mean by that is that they are born that way. They're not like they're just naturally, automatically more violent. That is not true. They are more violent because of the situation they were born in, because they were given a shit hand, mainly because of government, like politicians and shit in the past who had racist policies against them. So yes,
even a long time ago, Trumps.
So one, just because something stops, it takes.
You literally had a black president for 8 years. Like, what are you talking about?
Hold on. It takes like 10 or more generations to get out of systematic shit. Like, do you believe that like slavery ends and then 10 years later, like they're caught up? That's not how it works.
So from 1900 until today, right, is 120 years, 125 years, right?
That's not long.
So that's max. That's 4 generations, right? Max.
Yeah, that's not enough.
So segregation ended
in that time, white people have completely changed the way they act because in 1900.
Not true. Hold on. Racism is still happening right now.
I'm not talking about racism. I'm talking about the way people act, their mentality, the way that they live. Because in 1900, white people were far more aggressive and far more violent than what they are today. So what I'm talking about is 4 generations later, white people are completely different to what they were in 1900 or even 1885, even in 1850. Right?
Okay.
So they're completely different. So you're trying to say that it takes 10 generations to change the way you are. That's not true.
No. You're talking about how people change, like as a natural result of like social influence. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your set, like where you are when you're born. If you are born in poverty, there is a high percentage likelihood that you're going to be poor for the rest of your life, and so are your children. So my point is, they haven't had enough time to get out of their situation, and it's proven that places around the world, not just in the United States, that are poverty-stricken tend to have higher crime because they feel like they have no other option.
No, that's fine, but like you can't debunk that the white people in America, who are by far more poor, like the there's way more poor white people in America than what there is black people.
And those poor white people commit crime more than other white people.
But if you put the statistics up against black people in America, it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. You can't lie about that. You can't lie about it.
I'm not. Hold on. I'm not lying. I'm stating facts. You're claiming things that are true that you don't have any statistics to back.
No, I don't, but I know for a fact. I guarantee you, if you look the statistics up, you will find that I'm right. You will find that I'm right. Put up poor black people against poor white people, and you will find out that black people.
Hold on. Even that is not enough, because being poor is not all there is. White people did not go through redlining to where their property values were considered shit just because they happened to be white. That never happened to white people.
And lead.
What year was this from?
That's another example. And by the way, lead has been shown to have major long-term detrimental psycholocal effects, such as increased violence.
You're talking about the 1940s here. We're talking about 2025 here.
1960s.
Yeah, let's get honest here. Like, I mean, everybody has the same opportunity in America these days as what anyone else does.
Actually, hold on. There was. Yeah, that's true. And there was still major lead problems, especially,
to be honest with you,
especially in poor areas, even in the 80s.
DEI in America is actually making white people less. They've got less of a chance now. They've got less of a chance because people of color who are poor and have the same income as what their counterparts, which are Latino or an American, they've got less chance of succeeding than what their counterparts do. It's simple as that. So accept that. Accept DEI. That's fine. You can accept it, but don't lie about it.
Okay, hold on. I don't think anyone's lying, but I've said enough. We're running low on time. Let Gadwin speak for a minute. Don't talk all over him. You've made your point.
Diversity, equality, and inclusion. All that is saying is companies can't be racist, sexist, or homophobic. Getting rid of DEI means you're getting rid of rights for people of color, women, and gay people. That's it. So if you're anti-DEI, that means you're racist, you're sexist, and you're homophobic.
No, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. DEI is a preference. DEI is a preference towards those people.
For those people.
No. It's a preference. It's a preference. And it means that people are to be considered if they are, as long as they're not white, they're to be considered to have they have more preference to the job than what white men. Simple as that.
Coping with the fact that you're actually racist.
Yeah, listen up, purple-haired cunt. Wait, take the piss out of my accent. You purple-haired fucking Australian old bastard.
So hold on.
My family comes from the UK.
Ugly man. Don't ever put your face on camera again, you ugly bastard, Jeremy. You ugly fucking Australian cunt.
Guys, I'm gonna have to. If you don't stop, I'm gonna have to mute again. Jesus Christ. So hold on.
Man,
hold on. So I have a question. I have a question for you, Jamie. Jamie, in your words, would you describe yourself as a racist? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Then I could understand why you might be offended by that term. So understandable. That's all I really wanted there. We've got only 4 minutes here.
To be racist, Trubs, you have to look at a person who doesn't have the same skin color as you, and you have to think that you're superior to them. That's the actual bones of what racism means, right?
My family comes from Britain, so I'm not taking the piss out of you, mate. That's how I talk as well.
You keep taking the piss out of my accent, but you're Australian, mate. Like, I mean,
I have the same accent.
Yeah, no,
I just put on the Australian accent while I'm acting Australian. I'm also
Australians are built on a criminal
German too.
Criminal colony.
So why you talking? Give a fuck.
America, where the British sent the freaking criminals before Australia. So what are you gonna say about America?
Exactly. Thank you, Gads. You're one of the few to know that as well.
By the way, your little laugh when you're all stressed, Odyssey, your laugh doesn't mask up your fucking stress, mate. Like, you laugh to make your little stress go away, but it doesn't mask it up.
Oh, Trubs, I sent you a murder rate graph. You should look at Italy. Italy's murder rate. It's crazy.
You know what? Hey, it's only a few minutes to go.
Do you know why? Because there's the amount of illegal migrants in Italy is unbelievable. They're the worst in Europe. They're just off the coast of Africa.
You're automatically wrong. You have no idea what this graph even shows. It goes.
No, you have no idea what you're talking about, mate. Because I live in Europe and I know exactly what's going on in Europe. You've got no idea what's going on, and I'm telling you now for a fact that Italy is one of the worst in Europe for illegal migration, right? Because they're off the coast of Africa. Yeah. Don't talk because I know what I'm talking about. You're lying, mate.
So hold on. I will concede right away. I don't have a fucking clue, so I'm asking a question. Isn't it true that Italy recently had like a far right person take lead?
Yeah. She's female. Yeah. And she is on the right, but they've still got a massive problem with illegal migration because
is she trying to fix it? Is that one of her big things?
Yeah, she's trying, but it's difficult because like I said, they're literally on the border of Africa, so it's difficult.
A border of Africa.
Yeah, it's kind of like the way America is to Mexico, with all the illegal migrants coming through. But then when somebody actually really implements something like Trump did, the illegal migrants stop coming down to it because he actually put this foot down and stops it.
Why isn't it in Spain then? Because Spain actually is like closer to Africa than Italy is.
No, it's not.
What do you? The Straits of Gibraltar, right there, fucking Spain.
Yeah, but like Spain. Do you not know Spain has a massive problem with illegal migration as well? What are you talking about, Gadwin? What are you actually going on about? Like, so you're trying to compare Spain to Italy? They're both as bad as the other.
France. Oh, what about France?
France is the next. They're all trying to get to Britain, which is where I live, and all the migrants are coming through. All the migrants are coming through Spain and going into France and coming over to England. Yeah, and if they don't get to England, they stay in France.
That's going nowhere but into the shitter.
What's that? Are you going to talk some sense? Are you trying to educate me on what's going on in Europe? Is that what you're trying to do, Gadwin?
We have the internet. We all can read things.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Try to educate us on America, but yet we're Americans.
Yeah.
Have you not heard yourself the whole fucking stream?
Yeah, well, the one fact that I actually talked about, you didn't want to listen. You didn't want to look up the article. Look up the article about the child and the teacher in school trying to give him trans stuff and blah blah blah. Look it up. It's on the internet.
Little incident. I'm guessing next you're going to tell me teachers put litter boxes in school so kids can shit in them.
Yeah, that's happened as well.
No, hold on. That is the example I use to just make fun of them because it is thoroughly debunked and it's hilarious. Anyone believes that they had a fucking litter box in classrooms because people identified as fucking like furries or whatever. That never happened. It was made up.
They have tried. Like,
no, they have not. That's not true.
I've seen it. Listen, I'm from Ireland. Yeah, I'm from Ireland. And there was an article in my local newspaper back home.
I know, but do you know what? Do you know? I get it, but do you know what's happening? Right-wing media is making that up to get you fear-mongered, and it's working. It's not true. It's not real.
No, you haven't just listened to what I just said.
I heard what you just said. Look, I heard what you said.
My local newspaper at home in Ireland, right? It's not right wing. It's not. It's a local newspaper.
So hold on. You realize that even local newspapers have bias. They're going to be either left lean or.
Well, you said earlier that wasn't true.
I did not.
It wasn't true.
That is not what I said.
My neighbor did actually, in fact, eat her cat. It was a real thing, man. It wasn't a conspiracy.
The cats and dogs.
Either way. Like, I'm not trying to jump into this whole new thing now. If you have anything to say it. You've been kind of quiet for a while.
So it sucks that Austin came so late. For fuck's sake, you've been away for a while. But right at the end. So, next time, Gucci. Never mind.
But anyway, just as a last thing, Jamie, if you don't mind, I would like to get you to make some sounds like a just for me so I can replay it later.
Yeah, you can if you can make a sound like
There you go. You can use that for later.
I knew it, Trubs. I knew you were fucking home.
I don't deny it. Why are you surprised? Like you act like I've been acting straight forever. I have not. But
you see, you think you're the only one who trolls as a homo, but I actually troll as well as a homo.
I don't troll as a homo. I am homosexual, dude.
We can tell Jamie's in the closet because he's so mad about like almost every.
Godwin, listen, Godwin, you have to be as bent as you to think like that. You have to be as queer as you. You fucking bender. You bender. Listen, Godwin, all you could ever get was that big fucking hippopotamus that you were married to. Let's stay there. And then to get away from that, you had to resort to Bianca, who's about 474 years old. I've seen a picture of Bianca, like the state of that, and you were the one, you were trying to stimp on her and get to her. Imagine having to settle for a hippopotamus and then a fucking old old Italian woman. Oh, you're sick in the head. You are sick in the brain. There's something wrong with you.
All right, guys, that's gonna be it for this week. I hope we got some interesting shit out. Wasn't just pure fucking dumpster fire. I will be back next week unless something crazy comes up. Thanks for coming. Have a good one.
Yeah, see you guys.